All right, people, welcome, welcome, welcome. So we are by one of my favorite places, as you know, Kamogawa. Feels like it's been a while since we did a filming session here, but I guess the winter and the coldness has got to do with that. But today is actually a very warm day. It happens to be my first morning off in around a month, and yeah, it happens to be a very warm one, so grateful for that. Actually going to be around 18 degrees, which is pretty damn warm considering we are still in February. But yeah, Kyoto gets a bit random like that. You get like a day or two of like really warm and then gets really cold again. But can't complain when it's warm. Being from London, the warm weather is always welcome. And today's actually the day of the Kyoto Marathon. So they do a Kyoto Marathon once a year. Probably one of the most popular marathons in Japan because you get to run through all the major tourist destinations. So it's going to be a warm day for the marathon runners. And a popular one, you need to get a lottery. It's a lottery to get your spot to be able to take part in it. But yes, we are not here to talk about the marathon. We are here to talk about a relatively or an interesting topic that occurs to me here and there when I'm in Japan, and that is racial profiling here in Japan. Now, Japan is one of those funny countries where it's very far away, it's an island nation, it was secluded from the world for a very long time. And yeah, this whole idea of Gaijin, which means foreigner, racial profiling is pretty unique. And coming from myself, so being half Japanese, half English, born and raised in London, I never really saw myself as part of like a racial category. London is probably one of the most, if not the most metropolitan city in the world. Race doesn't really matter, you know. Whether you're mixed race, this, that, and the other, it doesn't really matter. And I always saw myself being quite Japanese, believe it or not. Being in London, when I tell people, you know, my mum's Japanese or I'm half Japanese, people always said, oh, you know, I can tell. They would say, I can tell with your eyes. But out here, completely different story. In a strange sense, I didn't know how non-Japanese I was till I moved out here. So I will tell people, I'm half Japanese, and they will say to me literally, "Ammari hafu poku nai." "Ammari hafu poku nai" literally means you don't seem very half. How strange is that? It's not like you don't seem very white, you don't seem very black. It's a new category. You don't seem very half. It's a very strange thing. And by the way, they don't cause or they don't mean any offense. It's just, I suppose it comes from innocence, ignorance, whichever word you want to use. But yeah, it's a strange one. I get it all the time, actually. So from their perspective, I look very Western. From my perspective, you know, having dark hair, dark eyes, I definitely don't consider myself looking English, where, you know, you get blonde, brown, all this kind of stuff. But yeah, since being out here, it made me realize that, yeah, okay, so I'm not Japanese as per se. But even that term half, I know it can cause offense to some people. Personally, I don't really get offended by it. I met someone yesterday, actually, so a new friend I made. She speaks English, Japanese, she's a cool girl. And I was like, oh, you know, my mum's Japanese. Because, you know, she asked me, oh, why do you speak Japanese so well? I'm like, okay, my mum is Japanese. And then she said, oh, you're double. That's a strange one, isn't it? I went from half 0.5 to double 2.0. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think that's the term that they're trying to put forward now because they assume or they're starting to think that being a hafu is considered, or is it considered racist? Or, you know, maybe it's derogatory. But like I said to you, the intent isn't there. So I wouldn't say it's derogatory as per se. But, oh look, you can hear some clapping. So yes, they are doing the Kyoto Marathon actually. Look, that's the first runner right there. Look, we are actually taking you guys live. He's in the lead. So you got the popo, the police right at the front. Everyone's cheering them on. So that is actually the Kyoto Marathon route. Look at us, we go from racial profiling to Kyoto Marathon. Oh look, you can actually see them all the way over there. I'm sorry if you were having an enjoyment or you were enjoying the conversation, but yes, we are literally Kyoto Marathon Day. What a beautiful city, by the way. Like, this place, I never get bored of this place, you know. Like, Kyoto is a fucking, despite the quote-unquote racial profiling that exists, which doesn't really cause me offense, this place or this country is a beautiful country. But yeah, it's just an interesting topic. I'm kind of like learning how I view myself, how people view me out here as well. But yeah, going back to that term double, that sounds a bit weird as well, you know. It's like, you're double. It's like, do you even need to be half, or do you even need to be double? Do you know what I mean? Just like, I'm half Japanese, half English, and it is what it is. But I find that that term Hafu, people get more offended when they have kids who are half Japanese. So I have some friends who have children. So they're married to Japanese partners and they have kids. And then when someone says, oh, the kids are Hafu, kawaii, which means cute, the parents seem to be getting offended, which is also quite an interesting thing. As an individual, as I keep saying, I don't really care about it. If anything, I think it's cool that I'm half Japanese out here because it still has that impact value. It's always how you play your cards, people, always is. And you know, whether you like it or not, being a foreigner out here, Gaijin, that's another term by the way, but being a quote unquote foreigner out here, I feel that there are naturally more opportunities for me. Like I said, whether you like it or not, that's at least how I feel. That term Gaijin, I think that is actually more offensive in my opinion than Hafu. Gaijin literally means outsider. Once again, they don't mean any offense when they say these things. If anything, they're very interested in quote unquote foreigners, and it's said or it's seen with admiration actually. Yeah, that term gets thrown around a lot as well. A weird thing about Japanese people, they will go to different countries, right? So they become the Gaijin, but they would go to another country and then they will see, you know, the native people, whatever country it is. They'll go to America, see Americans, go to the UK, see the UK people, and they'll be like, oh, loads of Gaijins. I'm like, bruv, you're the fucking Gaijin, bitch. Do you know what I mean? It's really strange. It's like ingrained in their brain that anything white or foreign, black, whatever it is, becomes the Gaijin, even when they themselves become the Gaijin in that situation. But yes, anyway, a very interesting topic. Nice, brief, short video for you guys today. Yeah, it's kind of cool just sharing my observations as I live out here, and I hope to keep doing that. And yes, wish you an absolutely wonderful day. Peace.